What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. We are back once again with more Jackson King QB Road to Glory here in NCAA 14, and we are back here with the 6-3 bowl-eligible Kentucky Wildcats here in Week 12 as they look to take on SEC matchup Vanderbilt here. Vanderbilt 4-5 coming into this week. Not a bad team, though. We will say that 4-5. You'll see their schedule here in a minute. Not too shabby. But so far, Kirk Herbstreit going with the Wildcats here, who do have the number 8 points per game offense in the NCAA. So Vanderbilt's schedule here, a couple of losses to some ranked teams: Mizzou, Texas A&M, Florida there, and of course Kentucky coming off their ranked win against number 25 Mizzou. So definitely a good battle here. Some of the team leaders there for Vanderbilt. And, of course, your Kentucky team leaders, King, Rose, and Bowden Jr. there. So, without further ado, we are going to check on the standings real quick. But be sure to drop a subscription to the channel, like the video, comment down below how much you love Jackson King. It helps the channel grow and really interacting with it. And subscribe to keep up to date on more episodes. But here, Kentucky is in first place in the SEC East with a 4-1 conference record. So they're in the driver's seat here. Florida, Missouri, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Georgia, South Carolina down there. Vanderbilt, an SEC East matchup. So far, Kentucky is 3-0 in the division, but they have a couple of opponents coming up: Vandy, Georgia, and Tennessee. If Kentucky wins out, they will take the SEC East, but definitely not easy games against 4, 5, and 6 there in the SEC East. So Kentucky, kind of surprised to be in the position they are, but they're going to give it their all and try to finish out this season strong. As Kentucky did get that win over Florida earlier in the year to kind of put them in the driver's seat where they are right now. So got to finish out the year strong. And hope for the best. But without further ado, let's get into this matchup in the SEC. We are here at Vanderbilt Stadium as we preview this matchup for the Wildcats and the Commodores here. An SEC East game that usually these two teams are bottom dwellers, but currently Kentucky fighting for a spot in the SEC championship game as Vanderbilt kicks it off to Lynn Bowden Jr. Oh, it's a seam Rose deep today against Vanderbilt to get Jackson King on the field here for this opening drive in hostile territory. The crowd is going nuts. He's trying to calm them down here as they open in the pistol formation. Rose gets the ball up the middle, a healthy gain there of about 10 yards there. 2nd and inches coming up. But Jackson King has had a very strong true freshman season. He's coming into this week trying to keep the positive momentum going, coming off that ranked win against Mizzou. As on here, 2nd and inches, a seam Rose stacked up behind the line of scrimmage. That's a loss of 2, leading to a 3rd and short here. Pistol formation, play action pass. Jackson King completes his first pass of the day to Allen Daly Jr., the fellow freshman, albeit a redshirt there, number 89, catching the pass there on the boundary. Those two have had a strong connection this week, albeit Daly Jr. did have a couple of key drops in the end zone last week. It turned out okay as they did end up taking the win. But Rose there on the rush there to the right side, another 5-yard pickup there. 2nd and 5 here. Out in the loaded 2 tight end set formation here. King dropping back to pass, rolling left here, fires it over across, misses his man. Not much often you see Jackson King with an inaccurate pass there, but it leads to 3rd and 5 here on the drive. But he has Lynn Bowden Jr. there on the slant on the right side. He plows through a couple of people for a 22-yard reception there for Lynn Bowden Jr. So those two as well have had a really strong repertoire here ever since Jackson King has taken over starting roles here. Kavosi Smoke in on the play. This time he gets the 1-yard rush over on the right side for the young freshman running back there. So, backing up a seam Rose, he's looking to get some valuable reps as he will become the next running back in the rotation as that pass there is batted down on the curl route. The cornerback had a good reflex there to break on the route. But King scrambling right here. As a man downfield, Bowden gets absolutely hammered there, and King knows it, that he almost had a touchdown there on that drive. Kentucky gets the field goal. Vanderbilt answers with a touchdown drive of their own. So they are Wildcats now down 4 here as they have the ball here with a minute left in the first quarter. Bryce Oliver there with the 2-yard reception over on the right side. But out here in shotgun formation, King looking to get the ball down the field here. Has great pocket awareness there to slide left. Finds Josh Ali over on the right side. Ali coming off a huge performance where he had 3 or 4 touchdowns in that game against Mizzou. You see there King getting smoked after the play there and getting taken down to the ground. But here we go, 1st and 10, read option on deck. He keeps the ball there, but is absolutely blown up behind the line of scrimmage. That's a 4-yard loss. Just not a good play call there with 2 guys loading on the left side of that formation there. Screen pass here to Rose. Dumps it off there. He turns upfield, looking a little slow there. Picks up 2 yards after the catch, but might be tired there as Kavosa Smoke comes into the game. But that is the end of the 1st quarter. Kentucky trailing 7-3 against this 4-5 Vanderbilt team. So not quite the easy matchup that the Kentucky Wildcats thought it would be. But coming down here, 2nd quarter, it is 3rd and 11. Asim Rose back on the field, shotgun formation. King drops back to pass, has a man deep over the middle, forces it though, and the safety is there. Deshaun Jerkins on the deflection there. Probably should have been a pick there for the young QB Jackson King. Nonetheless, the defense does get the job done. They get the stop there. Ball at midfield. Lynn Bowden on the right side there for the slam for a 15-yard completion. So the defense does do their job and comes up and gives the ball right back to the offense so they can try to work down the field and put some points up on the board here. This time pass screen right. Josh Ali there on the reception can only do so much to fight upfield and get the 3-yard gain there. 2nd and 7. This offense is driving now well into Vanderbilt territory. King dropping back to pass here. Has a man over the middle. Finds Upshaw. Keaton Upshaw there gets down close to the goal line. A 30-yard catch and a little bit of a run there. Jackson King goes over 100 yards on the game there. But 1st and goal here for the Wildcat offense. Coming out in heavy set. I formation. Asim Rose gets the ball up the middle. Tries to bounce it outside. Trips. Stumbles there and doesn't pick up too many yards. 2nd and goal here. Fake to the fullback. Pitch out to Rose, who cuts it upfield and gets into the end zone. That is a touchdown for the Wildcats. No special replay here, it looks like, but there is a missed extra point. So we will have to see if that comes back to haunt the Wildcats later in this game. King, this time on 1st and 10 with the ball back, just has to throw it away there. But the Wildcats up 9-7 with a missed extra point on the board there. But nonetheless, they got the ball back, and they're going to look to get some yardage here. The defense did their job. On 3rd and 7, the offensive coordinator phones in a draw play that just gets absolutely blown up. Kentucky forced a punt there. Jackson King not happy about it. Nonetheless, defense does the job again. Gets the ball back in the hands of King in the offense. King scrolling right here. Has his man, Daly Jr., finds it for the 1st down there on the play. Allen Daly Jr. once again showing his sideline awareness there with his 2nd catch on the boundary here that we've seen in this game. So a good game so far from the redshirt freshman. Wildcats driving once again. King scrolls out left. He has a man, sets his feet, fires it over there to the middle. Justin Rigg, number 83, big tight end on the reception, and he gets down close to the goal line there as King goes over 150 yards here in this 1st half. Justin Rigg on the catch, bulldozes down to the goal line here, and another 1st and goal for the Wildcats. King, shotgun formation, has a man over the middle. That's Josh Ali. Another touchdown catch for the upperclassman there, and just a beautiful play there. So Kentucky up now 16. Vanderbilt does score again as we did go to halftime there, so we are early in this 3rd quarter. Kentucky 16, Vanderbilt 14. They put some points back on the board, and it is still a 2-point game. As Jackson King is taken down in the backfield for a sack, loss of 8 yards there on the play. 3rd and 12 coming up deep in their own territory. He finds Justin Rigg over the middle, though, who breaks a couple tackles and almost broke that one loose there. If he would have just kept his balance, he would have still been running. But nonetheless, it is a 1st down for the offense. Here's King. Play action pass this time. Has a man over in the flat. That's back to Keaton Upshaw for the 1st down. Kentucky really using their tight ends today in the offense here. Later now, 1st and 10. Asim Rose up the middle, gets a good gash there for 9 more yards on the carry. Just continuing to add to the strong season that he has shown and that he has had so far this year. 2nd and 1 though. King fires it deep over the middle to the red zone. Forces one, and that is his 1st interception of the day. A very costly throw there as Kentucky was looking to put some points on the board and inch ahead here in this game. Nonetheless, though, the defense does the job. Vanderbilt pins them down close to their own goal line, though, so a long field to go for the Kentucky Wildcats. The Asim Rose there gets them started with an 8-yard gain. 2nd and 2 now, screen pass. Josh Ali catches it and is blown up right away. That's the second or third wide receiver screen they've had today that really just hasn't gone anywhere. 3rd and 2 now. Asim Rose does get the first down up the middle, so a good play there to convert, and this offense is still moving. Rose less than 50 yards rushing on the day, not like him so far today, so we'll have to see how that develops as Daly Jr. catches that one over the right side there. A nice touch pass by Jackson King to kind of get it over the defenders there that were in the way, and he gets smoked on the play. The freshman, the true freshman, really showing his stuff there, trying to get this road victory in the SEC. 1st and 10 now, empty set backfield. King rolling right, finds Wagner over the middle. Ahmad Wagner there, the senior, on the 8-yard reception there. As we wind down here in the 3rd quarter, still 16-14, Jackson King finds his man over there on the right side, Justin Rigg, with a nice toe tap catch there to keep the feet in bounds and to keep the reception on the board here. Read option here on 1st and 10. King cuts it up to the right side. Asim Rose tried to get a block, and that would take us to the end of our 3rd quarter. Kentucky knocking on the door here. We'll have to see if they can take this one home as we enter the 4th quarter here at Vanderbilt Stadium. So we are out here, 5 minutes left to go of game time in this one. Jackson King dropping back to pass, rolls left, has plenty of space to the 10, to the 5, has one man to beat, runs through him for the 20-yard touchdown run. Jackson King, let's take another look at this one, showing off his wheels, getting hyped with his teammates. But he had the room over here on the left side. No one's breaking on him. The safety finally comes over at the very end and just has nothing for the power that Jackson King shows there. Absolute unit there, busting that one in for the touchdown. Later here, 23-21, so Vanderbilt answers with a little over 3 minutes to go here in this game. Jackson King and company could put this one away. And he has Rigg over there on the right side on this one. 19-yard gain there for the tight end, who's having a pretty solid game. Haven't talked about him much this season, but today he's putting it together. Lynn Bowden there on the slant on the left side. 16-yard reception there. Bowden up over 50 yards on the day. King knocking on the door of 300 passing yards on the day. Screen pass left here to Asim Rose. Has a couple blocks, turns it upfield, gets a yard there. The screen pass game just not working for the Wildcats today. 2nd and 9 here. Asim Rose gets the carry on the right side, tries to make a man miss, picks up a couple yards there. 3rd and intermediate, though, for this offense. Going to have to make a play. Not quite in field goal range yet, so we will have to see here. King dropping back to pass. Has a man over on the right side. Gets hit as he throws. Ball pops up in the air, and it is intercepted by the defensive lineman there. An absolutely heartbreaking play there for the offense as Vanderbilt goes down and scores, but does not get the 2-point conversion for some reason. So Kentucky is now down late in this game. Less than 2 minutes to go. Kentucky is down by 4. King up at 300 yards passing here. 2nd and 4. Rolls right. Has a man open there. Decides to keep it himself and gets a 6-yard gain out of bounds there. But after leading this entire game, Kentucky now down 4 points. Going to have to put something together to get back in this one. As King fires it over the left side, almost intercepted there by the corner here. 3rd and 10, King going to have to make something happen so they don't give the ball back. As he fires over the middle and Daly picks it off once again. King there makes the tackle, but another costly turnover. That is King's 3rd interception today. Arguably his worst game as far as interceptions are concerned. Vanderbilt gets the field goal, up by 7. 13 seconds left. Jackson King throwing up a prayer. His man beats him. That's Lynn Bowden down the right sideline who catches it, is running to the end zone. 5 seconds on the clock, no timeouts. Kentucky has to run hurry up. The clock doesn't start until the ball is set. They get the snap off, and he finds Oliver in the end zone for a touchdown. a completely wild ending to this fourth quarter here as Kentucky drives down the field in 2 plays, 13 seconds. I don't know how Vanderbilt wasn't having more men deep. It was completely crazy. But Jackson King puts points on the board when they needed it the most, and this game will go to overtime here. Vanderbilt, 1 second left on the clock. Let's see if they're going to prove me wrong here, and this game doesn't go to overtime. They got one prayer to throw up here. Neal drops back in the pocket and gets hit. So yes, this game will go into overtime between these two SEC teams. 30 points on the board, and what did we say? That extra point earlier in the game could come back to haunt Kentucky. And if they hit that, arguably Kentucky would be winners in this game already. But nonetheless, Kentucky did win the toss. They chose defense first, and Vanderbilt immediately scores a touchdown. So the offense is out on the field, down 7 in overtime. Going to have to fight through some adversity to get the win out of this one. Rose there on the left side on a screen pass that finally works, but it does lead to 3rd and inches. So this team is in 4-down territory. That's the benefit of having offense second. Rose up the middle, though, gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage. So this team is going to need to get the conversion, or else this game's over, plain and simple. King drops back to pass, gets hit as he throws, but completes the pass to Daly Jr. there. A really sketchy play there as King was about half a second away from getting sacked and having this one end. 1st and goal now with the motion here. King and shotgun. Daly Jr. is coming across. Handoff goes to Rose up the middle, and he walks it into the end zone for a touchdown. So hopefully the kicker can go ahead and make this extra point. There it is, 37-37. Offense comes back out onto the field to try to make things happen. King dropping back to pass, rolling right. Kind of has a man over the middle there, finds Rose, but he stepped out of bounds, and it is going to be illegal touching. The true freshman didn't quite see, that Rose ran out of bounds, and just the inexperience there of getting him the ball. But 2nd and 15 now. King has Rigg over the middle, who drops it, clanks right off of his hands. Very unfortunate play there. Now it's 3rd and 15. This offense has to come up with a play. King extending the play, leaves the pocket there, finds Bowden Jr. over the middle, and time again, Lynn Bowden Jr. has come through for this Kentucky Wildcat offense. 1st and goal now for the offense. King under center, dropping back to pass here, looking to the end zone, has a man, that's Bryce Oliver there, the man who scored the touchdown at the end of the 4th quarter, and he gets on the board here in 2nd overtime. Kentucky pretty happy with their performance, and looking back here, what happens? The extra point is no good. That is the 2nd missed extra point in the game. Vanderbilt then scores on the very first play, and they make their extra point, and Kentucky is going to lose this game after a hard-fought battle. Just absolutely back-breaking there to have it end the way that it did for this team. We will take a look at the stats here. King, 400 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, had the 3 interceptions, though. Could have played better, might have had the victory here. Receivers obviously showed out. The ball was getting distributed pretty well today. Rose, not a great day on the ground. Kavosi Smoke only with the 1 carry there on the day. Defensively, an okay day from the defense. They got the ball back a lot. Jamar Watson with an interception there early in this game. No forced fumbles, but the defense got the ball back to the offense a lot when they needed to. But Chance Poore, the freshman kicker, with 2 extra points missed there, and that was the difference in this game, unfortunately. And the freshman's going to have to turn it around and get it together for this team. But things do not get any easier as Kentucky, now at 6-4, has to travel to Athens and play the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, Georgia's only 5-5 on the year, but they are a very good team. Kirk Herbstreit's going with the Dogs in this one too, as the grades there really show the talent difference between these two teams. But Georgia, trying to get bowl eligible here on this season is not going to be playing around here. Taking a look at their schedule, a couple of tough losses there. Ranked Clemson, ranked Tennessee. ranked Florida, and they lost to that same Vanderbilt team that just took down Kentucky. So Vanderbilt was no joke. Georgia is no joke either. Led by Jamie Newman, Zamir White, and Demetrius Robertson there. The three leaders for those categories going up against this Kentucky Wildcat team. So overall, this team's going to need to bounce back, and they are going to need to make it happen if they want to take the SEC East. But I also wanted to show this crazy upgrade. You Are on Fire maximizes throw power, accuracy, speed, and agility. Just absolutely wild. Can't afford it for our 95 overall quarterback here, but we'll have to start saving our pennies there and keep an eye out on that one. An absolutely crazy upgrade there. We're going to check back in on the conference standings, see the impact there. Kentucky has now fallen to second place after that victory. They still hold the tiebreaker over Florida, and with the conference record, both teams being at 2 losses, if Kentucky wins out, they can still take the SEC East, but they have 2 hard games, Georgia and a ranked Tennessee team. So if you're looking forward to that, be sure to subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video. Once again, comment down below if you're excited. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you all made it this far, and hope you all enjoy a great rest of your day.